Who am I cosplaying as? Hopefully I am doing a good imitation of Wonder Woman.
Hi, this is Duffman.
Who's cosplaying as Batman?
I'm going as the Joker.
I'm cosplaying as Poison Ivy.
Cosplaying as Batman.
True Believers. Harley for President. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm from Newcastle. I am doing Arkham Knight Harley Quinn.
I'm cosplaying as Luigi today.
I'm Kit, I'm from Bristol.
My name's Charlie and I'm from Bristol. Currently I'm cosplaying as Hit Girl, Mindy McCready. So I'm cosplaying as Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie.
My cosplay costume is the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. He was a clone of Spider-Man.
I'm cosplaying as TardIS and this is my doctor. I'm Anya Stevens and I'm obviously not from here. I'm going to Cosplay and I am from here. Cosplaying as Rocket Raccoon, can't see my tail, and Groot.
Hello, my name's Sarah. I'm cosplaying as Poison Ivy. My name is Rosemary Valentine of Dark Shan's Cosplay. I'm currently dressed as Katana, and Flopsy is hiding under my hat. I'm Samantha Alpes, and I'm Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
I'm Simon Redstone, and I'm Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
And I'm Sky Van Fleet and I am Dorea from Game of Thrones.
I'm cosplaying the Joker, a sort of mix of Arkham Origins, animated series, and Jack Nicholson, as well as a bit of Killing Joke mixed in.
Hi, well, I'm playing as Constantine.
I'm cosplaying as Lobo, the main man, not like you see in this new 52 with this clean-shaven, slick-back hair right now. Love that guy.
My name's Neil O'Sall, this is my son
Nathan.
I've obviously come as 1940s Captain America, and Nathan's come as Dum Dum Dugan.
I'm Kay and I've come as the female Joker. I'm Maddie and I've come as Poison Ivy. I'm Shannon and I've come as Harley. I'm cosplaying as Pirate England from Italia.
And I'm cosplaying as the Normandy from Mass Effect.
Hi, my name is Andy, or Kura Roblox is my badge name. I'm cosplaying as Robin, the Damian Wayne version.
I am cosplaying as the Black Cat.
Hey, hi, my name's Colin Brooks, I'm known as Kalian. At the moment I'm just cosplaying a generic Jedi.
I'm cosplaying as Pikachu.
I'm cosplaying as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Was cosplaying as Sebastian McCart, however I'm not in my full costume due to it being nearly the end of the day.
I chose the character Duffman because we do the Simpsons sofa. Come and have your picture taken on the Simpsons sofa with Homer and the gang. We print the picture out for you straight away. Come and follow us at Facebook, the Simpsons sofa, and come down and meet us all.
The reason I chose this character, it's a character my son loves, but it was also the first comic I ever read in reading class. Because when they found us, we were feral and didn't know how to read. So my first book was Wonder Woman.
I chose this because, well, she's just one of my favourite characters. So I was getting comics, it's one of the first ones I read as back home. So it's really
I chose this character because he's been my favourite since I got into comic books.
I don't know why, but why not?
I don't know why I chose the character.
Chose him because he's one of my favourites.
And I chose this character because she's absolutely fat nuts crazy.
I chose this character because I thought multiple people would be as Mario today.
I chose this character because she's awesome and she rocks and she doesn't take no bull from anyone.
And I think we chose these characters because we're crazy girly girls who love ponies and sweets. Absolutely. Yeah, the series is awesome. So I've always wanted to cosplay Rainbow Dash. So. And it was amazing having a convention in Cheltenham for awesome stuff and comics and amazing things. So hopefully this will carry on.
I'd have to say because the costume's quite easy to pull off. I mean, it was a good choice for my first cosplay, and I really like it.
The reason I chose this character is simply because he's always been my favourite villain when it's come to comic books, movies, TV shows. There's no other person like Joker.
I chose this character because, well, it was my first cosplay, so I thought I just didn't go too over the top or you know, too complicated. So yeah, I just decided to play up that. And of course, denim and leather never goes out of style.
Batman and Robin, I think, is too obvious, it's too straightforward.
They've been done to death.
Done to death. So rather than, and coming to a place like this, True Believers, means that we get recognised for this. Right, everybody knows Batman and Robin, everybody knows Mario and Luigi.
But the amount of people that have actually asked for a photo, you guys included, it's just like, wow, we're recognised.
Yeah, so I thought it was something different, rather than the same old, same old.
I'm insane, so it works perfectly for me. So
I really like the intricateness of Ivy, but she's simple and yet a little bit difficult at the same time.
I like how Harley is quite fun. I must have a psychological need for crazy boyfriends.
I chose this character because I love Talia and I love historical costumes, and it's ludicrously ridiculous, and I don't think I will ever finish it because of that. Like, there are so many bits I could add and change and play with because it's so elaborate and all over the top. It's very fun, yeah.
I decided to make Normandy because I now have a set of N7 armors I made, but it's not very practical for a lot of conventions, so I thought I still want to be a mascot fan. So why don't I just make a Normandy prop which I carry around on a stick and I can just dress comfortably.
I chose the character because DC is my preference over Marvel. I quite like Robin more than most characters because he's got a little bit more to him, a nicer backstory.
Basically chose it because I was trying to work out what character I could be, and then I remembered that white wigs look really good on me, and it kind of developed from there because there aren't that many characters with white hair and some cleavage, which I happen to like to put on display a little bit.
We chose these characters because they're amazing and badass.
I picked this character because I kind of had red hair and I always don't like wearing wigs, so, and I'm a fan of the Batman franchise.
I chose Satana because she is a ton of fun. I get to be a bit cheeky and do magic, and everybody seems to love her. From the kiddies who expect me to do tricks to the dads.
I love Studio Ghibli. Kiki's my favorite. I think it's my favorite, and she's my favorite character because she sort of learns through sort of working, turning her passion into work, and it becomes unpassionate for her. And I think that sort of reflects some of the things in my life, that if you do something that you love and it becomes tiring and things like that.
I chose the character because I am completely adoring the series he's from, like Butler. And I guess I find the costume aesthetically pleasing. It's quite sleek and elegant.
I fell in love with the character Daenerys years ago when my brother was reading the books and used to laugh out loud as to what she was up to. I have only started recently reading the books, but I must admit I love her even more now. And Game of Thrones actually brought Sky into my life as well. And my fiance, we actually met last May whilst I was doing a Game of Thrones photo shoot.
Why am I dressed as Drogon? Because I wrote her a note the first time I met her when she was dressed as Daenerys. It basically said, if you want me to, then I'll be your Drogon.
Oh, you guys are so sweet, that's cute! And why did you choose the character?
Because she was like, oh, I'm going to be Daenerys. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I like Raya. She's a bit of a bad girl. And, yeah, all right. And I get to follow her around and we kind of go together, kind of.
The costume is a continuous build. As people hear about what I do, they donate various items to include the belt, the boots, makeup, wigs, all kinds of stuff.
I didn't make all of it. I bought the catsuit and jumpsuits, and then I painted the boots, and I made the cake with the cow. And this is a wig, so
It didn't take me long at all because I bought it all on eBay.
It didn't take me long because I bought it from Amazon. So.
I didn't make my costume, although I stuck all the leaves on. So yes, I made that, and I made this. I bought it from eBay.
It took a year to make the costume. It was done through 3D printing and mold made, castle made.
I didn't make most of it. I bought it and I had to get adjusted because it would not fit for the life of me because I'm not petite in any way. Did you handmade materials? No, I just handmade these socks.
I bought the costume today.
How long did it take me to make my costume? Not too long. It's definitely a mix of shop bought and things I sourced myself.
And with these costumes, I suppose we kind of threw them together, but they worked. I don't know.
I'd say total it probably took me about a month because I was on and off because I had college work, and so that took up a bit of my time. A lot of them were bought. Aside from the web shooters, which I painted myself, it was all bought and then just put together by myself.
To make our costumes, we kind of just went out shopping.
Yeah, I haven't made a single thing. BBC shop, Primark, trousers of Primark. The coat's next. You're surprised what you can find on the internet, as long as you're really patient and really sad about checking first.
Yeah. Like my skirt was like a straight LARP skirt from Amazon, and I just changed it up a little bit. You find the base of what you want, and then you just modify it and make it look fantastic, and then you come to the con and it's amazing.
It took me a few months to make this costume. I already had a few stuff in my hand, my boots. I just had them anyway for when I train them train for wrestling. Jeans, of course, not hard to come by. I bought a leather jacket from Fiverr, a vintage clothing shop, hacked the sleeves off, had a bit of help painting the lightning catwalk patch on the back. And spray paint base, and a couple of acrylics, and for the makeup, just went with Snazaroo watercolor paints. Available at a lot of costume shops. Really went for the sport retail pack for the eyelids, so I close my eyes to get the full effect. A lot of stuff, as I said, is just bought really. Obviously Snazaroo and purchased through party shops. Gloves from Amazon. This hook was part of a two double-ended hook, but I just love one hook up because Lobo has one hook.
A matter of weeks, really. We decided fairly straightforward, fairly early on what we wanted to do, and it's a case of looking around, trying to find the right bits, make the shield, make the paint and the helmet, but it took some weeks, took some effort, took some time, still doing some of it this morning, but we're here. Shop bought, charity shop bought, handmade, hand-painted, a bit of everything. I thought it was too easy to go to a costume shop and buy a costume. So you put something together and spend a bit of time, and it clearly worked.
For me, about 2 months must have been.
Yeah, I'm thinking mine was 2 months from start to finish and restocking things I need. Yeah, 2 months.
Mine was probably about the same and finished today. Mine's completely shocked, I have to say. I've got no use for this type of styling the wig from a completely random straight green wig.
I sort of bought elements and then threw them together, like the corset's bought, but all the leaves individually stuck on and everything.
Well, the wig was bought and styled by whoever sold it, and everything else was kind of cut up and put together, so leggings, the top, and all separate and sewn together. The costume has taken me something in the vicinity of 200 hours so far, I would say. I'm not going to put an exact time on it because it's been kind of ongoing over the last 18 months, I think. Something like that, yeah. It's been quite a long project, but like I said, there's so much I can do and so much more I can continue to do with it that I wouldn't put a time scale on that.
It normally took me about 3, maybe 4 weeks to make. It's mostly just cutting out the bone and waiting for the paint to dry. Because the Christmas tree lights in it, just go up and track those down as well. It didn't take too long.
Well, the whole thing is completely handmade from scratch. I probably spent a good amount of time just choosing fabric and patterns, like what I really wanted to use and stuff. The only thing that isn't handmade are my boots, because why would I make boots? I own boots, and the hat, which is a fancy dress hat, which I took apart, washed, put that together, and like redid all of the side pieces, put the new feathers in it, and all that sort of stuff. So that was all done. But the coat took probably the longest amount of time. I think I worked on it for about 3 weeks to get it all perfect, and like all the bias binding and all the trim and everything took quite a long time because it's all done by hand. And there's a lot of hand stitching involved as well, like on the cuffs and all the matching buttons and things like that. There's a lot of ridiculous detail that you will never see unless I come up to you and go, look at this, it's beautiful. But yeah.
This is all foam. I've got LED lights for the lights on the windows, and I've got some L panels on the back for the engines. And basically it's just a case of cutting all up and putting it together and waiting for paint to dry. I used acrylic paint for that. That's about it really.
This costume itself took me about three weeks, a month to make, in between work, in between other social things. Yeah, it shows, unfortunately, but there's room to tweak. Did I hand make materials or were they bought in pieces? It's an amalgamation of. There's bits and pieces that I've made using craft foam, using various materials like warbler, leather, and then things like the undershirts, which I just haven't had time to make. I've decided to buy because it's so much easier.
It took me about a day and a half to make the costume. I bought the catsuit and I bought the gloves, and then I got the paper, and hand sewing stretch fabric together really isn't the easiest thing in the world, but managed in the end. Got the boots, and the white fur to that as well. Bought the mask. Yeah. Didn't really feel up to making that.
How long did it take to make your costume? Hours? Days? Days. Mine took about 2, but I was also hungover for half of it. And handmade materials or bought pieces? We're gonna go handmade. And mine is a mixture of both.
I made my costume in a couple of weeks, but sort of doing odd hours here and there, and it's made from a school skirt that I've sewn together, and then I embroidered some bits on it.
This costume was kind of a costume that I pulled out of my closet. I kind of had everything anyway, so it was easy to do. There was a few minor alterations with the corset piece, but apart from that, it was quite simple. Some of my more elaborate costumes have taken a year or more to build, depending on the sort of elements that are in them, whether like it was Loki with giant gold horns, or Alice that had 92 buckles, which all had to be handmade.
I didn't make this, but yeah, fun.
I didn't make my costume as such. I ordered it online and procured other elements of it, such as the gloves, makeup, and my wig.
Myself, it took about, I'd probably say 4 or 5 months, because the entire thing was handmade, hand-dyed, and everything. So it takes a while. This fabric is incredibly difficult to work with. It keeps ripping, so you have to make sure you're really careful. And then, it's the hair that working out what works wig-wise and everything.
Yeah, and all the little bits and pieces.
It took about a month and a half, 2 months, but that's because I was up till 4 in the morning most nights, and then back at work by 10. We had a convention, and I was trying to finish.
This took me about a week or 2 weeks. Simon made this. And how long did this take you?
Yeah, about a week.
It was very good. I made one myself the first time round and it broke, and I was very upset, and it broke on the day of the convention as well.
Really, really upset.
Oh,
So we were trying to...
I didn't make the trousers or the shoes myself, I just dyed them.